Welcome back to the Data Kitchen. Today, we're taking a magical journey into the world of Disney parks, and we're going to look at some Disney data. I'm your host, Eric, joined by my co-host, Rumeer. Rumeer, how's it going today?
It's going well. I'm here with Goofy in the kitchen and
Oh,
cook up some insights with you so you could deliver them to the fine people in the park.
yeah. Everyone knows Disney's known for their amazing food and rides, and so we're going to cook up some insights from their data. We're actually going to be analyzing guest feedback from real parks. We're going to look at Disney World, Disneyland Paris, and Disneyland. And
Ooh
we're going
la
to
la.
see, yeah, we're going to look at all three. We're going to see how magical these experiences really are. Or maybe they're not that magical. We'll see. So, to understand the enchantment or lack thereof behind these parks, we've gathered over 2,000 park reviews, and we didn't stop there. We actually are taking that data and we're enriching it a bit. So, we're going to also enrich the data with financial insights, and we're going to look specifically at the lifetime value of each customer. We're going to segment that into budget, moderate, and premium spending categories. And so as we look at these insights, we look at this guest feedback, we're gonna have a richer picture around not just the satisfaction and how they're feeling, but we can tie that back to financial data and see which issues are causing the most financial impact. So to help us navigate through this sea of data, I want to pass it over to Rumeer. He's all geared up. He's in the data kitchen, and he's going to be showing us a little bit of data slicer and some of our custom dashboards and helping us transform that feedback into actionable insights. So, Rumeer?
Thanks, Eric. We're gonna dive right into the data slicer and we're gonna get a bit of a lay of the land, try to understand like which things about the resort people feel positively about, people feel negatively about. And we're just gonna look at the US and France together and then we'll take things from there. So I have data slicer open here, and what we're looking at is actually in the small inner circle of the sunburst graph. We have user sentiment, and on the outside we have reasons. So we have how people felt, and then we have the reason that they felt that way. So if we look, overwhelming majority are positive. We have about 300 positive reviews and about 160 negative ones, so almost 2x, just about. People feel positively about the location generally and of the hotel and their overall experience. However, there are certain specific aspects of their stay that they had issues with, including service, housekeeping, and some of the room conditions. So let's see what people have to say about housekeeping. Let's take a look at this one. Nice. So it looks like this one is from France, and they talk about housekeeping here. We have it tagged for this specific section of the conversation. I see. So it looks like housekeeping didn't really change his sheets properly. And as a result, he slept on some towels. So kind of an interesting outcome, but definitely an issue. And let's actually take a look at how people felt about each resort based on the location. So we can see that in general, people felt mostly positive, and it looks like it's a general even split between USA and France. So definitely some interesting stuff there. Why don't we go ahead and dive into the dashboard, and we can actually take a deeper look at which customer segments of Disney felt a certain way. So we can see here that we actually have three cohorts of customers. So we have like moderate spending customers, we have premium spending customers, and then we have budget spending customers. These are basically calculated off of LTV numbers, which is the lifetime value of a customer. And essentially, if we look at the financial risk based on the location, we can see that for Disney World, that most of the complaints were actually from the premium spending group. And for Disneyland Paris, it was actually a lot of moderate spenders that were the biggest drivers of complaints. So it's interesting to see how these customer groups behave differently across the two geographies. So now that we've talked about the overall feeling that people have towards different aspects of staying in the resort and across different geographies, let's actually dive in deeper into these customer groups and see what kind of total LTV we can associate to each of these issues that people are complaining about. So we can see that the top categories that people were dissatisfied with seem to be service and the accommodations and the food. So that definitely makes a lot of sense. And it's cool that with the buckets and with Dash, we can actually apply a specific dollar amount to these categories. If we look at what the biggest risk group is, it's actually not the premium group as they're the biggest spenders. It's actually the moderate group. So it makes sense that the budget isn't the highest because they're the smallest spenders. However, the moderate having in aggregate more complaints about service versus the facilities and stuff like that is interesting. Um, and the premium group is actually more worried about accommodation than service. So kind of goes to show like what areas Disney could focus on. If they focus on improving service, they could actually help the top issue for the moderate spenders and also the second top issue for the premium spenders, which looks like it would probably be like an aggregate value of about like 330K based on our survey group. As you can see, using Dash, we were able today to actually not only look at some of the overall thoughts and ideas that these customers had about their stay at Disney, as well as how they felt about it. We were also able to tie together another piece of information that didn't really come from the actual text itself, but rather allowed us to gain deeper insights and really experience some of the magic that Dashbot has to offer to the folks who are staying at the Disney resorts, trying to help them make their time spent there even more magical than it already is.
Yeah. Thanks, Rumeer. I think those are some really good insights you shared. Some of them were higher level, what I would call like executive level insights. But the way you were able to dive down into the dashboards and really get to some of the core reasons behind the negative sentiment, I found that really interesting. Some of these key trends, I think, are now pinpointed and can help give Disney some ideas on where they can improve, but also what's the financial impact of improving and pulling on these different levers. So I think if you're a CX leader, these kind of insights are going to be invaluable to you. They not only reveal what's working or not, but also can help provide a roadmap of things that you might want to do to enhance satisfaction and foster loyalty. Thanks for joining us again in the Data Kitchen. Keep those insights cooking and don't forget to tune in for our next episode. See you guys later.